In this section, we present words related to business in French. So I want to talk about the vocabulary, some important verbs here, and there is one grammatical point to discuss, noun agreement in French. So in the table, make sure you go through and can come up with the English when you see the French and vice versa. And make sure you can pronounce these correctly. So you'll find some important verbs and nouns. You'll find words related to employees and different roles in business functions. And of course, a number of expressions that you'll find helpful, I would think, when you talk about your work. Once you go through these and have mastered the words in the list, play the vocabulary game to show that you can spontaneously come up with the words related to business. And when you play the game, you can either type out the answer or simply pronounce the answer to show that you are able to spontaneously use the word. There are some important verbs here. And for now, let's just try and make sure you can use them in the present tense. So try the conjugation game, which is a way of showing just that you can use these different important verbs in the present tense. There is one grammatical point to keep in mind, and this will come up in all the categories, and that's what's referred to as agreement between articles or determiners and nouns. So nouns in French are classified as masculine or feminine, which is just a categorization that we have, often has nothing to do with male and female. So any word, though, it's going to have one of these values. So the word shows, for example, is feminine. That's why this is an error, because the first word is the masculine form. You have to use the first word that corresponds to the gender of the second word. So in French, it needs to be une, feminine, chose, feminine. Okay. So pay attention to that. And when you learn a word, also learn the correct article for it. There are some exercises for you, going from French to English and from English to French, and some relevant translations. Go through all these translations, and once you produce them, head over to bonpatron.com, the grammar checker, and make sure that you put the words together correctly, that you've shown agreement, and that everything matches according to the rules of French grammar.